Good morning. Today is Tuesday the 16th. Another gorgeous day, just the beginning of our beautiful summer season. Not quite summer or solstice yet, which I've heard is going to be live at Stonehenge online for the first time in history. So at any point, if that's of interest to you, that will be on the internet. Today's reading is Honor Each Day of Your Life. Treat each morning as a new beginning. A vast landscape of opportunity, inviting you to step in and to engage. And I've seen a quote that says, I was given 2 gifts today. They were when I opened my eyes. And sometimes that might sound cheesy for not in the right frame of mind, but when you think about what a gift that is, the sight, the vision, the ability to swing your legs over the side of your bed and get up on those 2 legs. Whether your day is free or scheduled from beginning to end, your experience of it is your creative choice. Each day has the potential for beauty and satisfaction if you look for them and are open to receiving them. As you move through your day today, notice how you're in a state of creative possibility. Honor what you make out of your choices and choose to embrace gratitude for each opportunity to co-create with everything around you. The one thing that I feel like this COVID pause on the universe has done is taken us away from extensive over-planning of our lives, looking forward to something in the future, and encouraging us to enjoy what happens in the moment that day, totally unexpectedly usually. Today I thought we'd do something different. We'd start the Shiva underway. We would start with our sun salutations. Then we'll take a pause, maybe a seated breathing, and then do our plank before we got into anything else, so that while your energy is still up, you can harness that heat that you've created from your movement. The prana is the energy, the agni is the fire. So we're going to use our breath and our movement to create a fire in our body, and then take that fire and channel it into our plank. So let's come. This is really hard for me to break my traditions, but I'm going to come to the back of my mat, and we'll take a few moments in mountain. We're going to look down at your feet. Pretend this is the first time you've ever done a sun salutation. Notice the texture of your mat and possibly the floor under your mat, under the bones of your feet. I immediately feel my the ball of my foot, that dominant bone, press down through my mat. And in this case, I'm on a foam floor. You might be on a hardwood floor, so you're gonna have a different experience. Instantly then I notice the bones of my heels, these 2 places. When we talk about Pada Bandha, or an active foot, so think of this square hand as my foot, you want equal distribution of weight. Toes, heel, outer blade, inner arch. So I visualize my foot as almost a shoebox, this perfect rectangle. I want equal distribution of weight so that I'm not hurting any of my joints. I'm not rolling out to my outer ankle. So you might even lean back, come back into your heel, back to the ball, back and forth. Finding this sensation where there isn't one direction feeling better than the other. It's going to be equal. And then when you're ready, press the ball of the foot down, spread your toes. What do you notice about the arches of your feet from that simple action? Spread, and then drop the pads, gripping at the mat. Spread, and then drop the pads. I'm just gonna move the clock to make sure I can see you. My karate friends who were here before us often move things around. They like it in a different position. Lift, spread, drop, grip. So I take these 3 pieces, actions that I do every time, and make that part of my ritual. Then I'm going to center into myself. So I want to think of my pelvis when I'm sitting, I visualize on a horse. I want to sit up nice and straight in the pelvis. It feels awkward because all the habits I have from sitting at a desk are completely different than when I'm standing upright. And then arms to a top, T, rise up, lengthen, optional look at the sky. Oh yeah, and then I'm going to arc to the left, back to the sky, reach up, and arc to the right. Wide arm swan dive. Bend your knees, especially if you're not reaching the floor. Let your head go. Half back, so my hands are on the floor or my shins, looking forward. Fold, plant, hop, and lower down. 2 breaths, sleeping cobra. Forehead presses into the mat. Palms press down, and that's to open the front of our chest. Elbows hug in. And then picking up your head, baby cobra. Press back, downward dog, paddling. Right foot forward, left knee down, low lunge. Option to rise, so I can keep it slow and low and squared, or tuck and rise. It's going to engage that front thigh muscle, but it's going to work on my balance. I can add one more piece, close my eyes. Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. Inhaling up, exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant, step back. Your choice, lower down or chaturanga. Slowly lower, belly should be the last piece. And if you did yesterday's class, I'm feeling it in my pecs, all that upper arm work. Sleeping cobra, 2 breaths. I root the front lines of my body down, and I still hug to the midline, so hug those elbows in. Then pick up your head, baby cobra, tuck and press back into dog. Paddle your dog. Left foot forward, right knee back, low lunge. So, low and stable, or tuck and rise, or close your eyes. Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. I'm purposely doing this vigorously to get our heart rate going. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant. This time let's come to our knees and slowly lower the heart between your hands. Sleeping cobra. Now making those feet more active, pressing the tops of your feet down, feel the calves engage. Palms press down, heart moves forward, shoulders move back. And then pick up your head, baby cobra, or press into up dog. Roll over the toes, coming to down dog. Right foot forward, left foot back, high lunge. Find your footing, watch the ankle, we haven't done any work. Hands release, feet together, fold. Rise, heart center. Last side, inhaling up, exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant, knees, lower your heart. Sleeping cobra, 2 breaths. Rigid, so make that front line of the body engaged. Pick up your head, baby cobra. Tuck and press back dog. Pedal. Left foot forward, right foot back, high lunge. So I'm going to find my balance. Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. And how about, let's take 5 breath rounds in mountain. Simple, back to basics. Close your eyes. The first 5 breaths, let's be relaxed. So my hands are dangling. Maybe your knees are bent. Maybe you don't care about form for a moment. I want you to focus on the breath, not the form. Inhale 1, pause. Exhale 1. Inhale 2, pause. Exhale 2. Maybe you're getting sloppy and floppy. Inhale 3, pause. Exhale 3. Inhale 4. Pause, exhale 4. Inhale 5, pause, exhale 5. Now, keeping your eyes closed, can you take this pose that we left soft and relaxed? Roll the shoulders back, hands are flexed, fingers point down. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Engage the glutes, engage the core. Imagine this zipper of effort coming up the front line of the body. We do 5 breaths with an engaged mountain. Inhale 1, pause, exhale 1, without losing this muscular engagement. Inhale 2, at the top of the inhale, pause, feel a nice taut diaphragm and rib cage. And exhale 2. Keep those inner thighs and bum squeezing the center. Inhale 3, pause at the top of the inhale. And exhale 3. Inhale 4, pause, and exhale 4. And last time, inhale 5. Keep that expanded rib cage. Imagine you've blown up a balloon, you're waiting to tie it. There's your ribs. And exhale 5. Soften with inside the form. And I want you to quietly stay with your eyes closed, joints relaxed for 5 more breaths, counting inside your head. you haven't reached 5, finish your final breath round. Keep your eyes closed. I'm going to do one more experience in this shape. So I want you to find a rhythm. You're still breathing in and out through the nose. Feet are firmly on the mat, and I'm noticing the texture of the foam under my skin, the heat of my foot making contact with the foam, maybe the temperature of the room. I'm just going to gently shift forward and back in my own body weight. 5 breath rounds. Maybe go forward, inhale, exhale back. Like a tick-tock or a metronome. Inhale forward, there's 2. Back, exhale. Continue up to 5. Final breath round, don't open your eyes. Coming back to neutral. What did you notice about that shifting the weight forward and back? Maybe you felt the rhythm, or maybe you felt off center. Now we're going to do side to side. Now we really will be a metronome. So maybe you inhale, shift to the left, and exhale, shift to the right. Tick, tock, pausing in between. 5 breath rounds. Finish up your breath rounds. I have 2 more to go. I'm trying to go really slowly. And if you enjoyed that experience, which I did, maybe this should be my meditation every day. In this time of crazy busyness inside our brain, I feel like with so many things politically going on in the world, more than ever we need this pause in our day to help our brain kind of regather, to be prepared mentally for all that life's going to throw at us the rest of the day. So now we're going to put those forward, back, side to side together. You know where this is going. We're going to do a circle. So I'm going to start clockwise, 5 breaths, eyes closed. And then this is the piece that I find most challenging. We're going to do 5 breaths counterclockwise. So try not to fall. Those feet firmly rooted, roots to rise. That's your foundation. Eyes are closed and start. Clockwise, soft, beautiful flowing circles. And sometimes I let the tips of my fingers be the counters instead of trying to hold that number in my head. 2 more breath rounds, or wherever you're at. Back to center, don't open your eyes, let's just switch counterclockwise. You just notice, is one side effortless ease, or is one side more comforting and one side's more rigid? Which joints are involved when it becomes not effortless? One more round, and then coming back to center. If you can do this without opening your eyes, even better. So now we're going to start turning like a washing machine. Arms are loose and floppy. Let's do 5 rounds. Floppy arms. 1, 1, 2, 2. Stay loose in the knees. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. You can continue 5 more rounds, arms relaxed or bend at the elbow cactus, soft or flexed. 1, and now we're gonna like the washing machine. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. And then let's take it one more level higher. Hands in a prayer pose above your head or warrior 1 arms. 1, 1, 2, 2. This is good for Jane and her shoulders. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and relax. Can you make your way to your mat with your eyes closed. Stay in this calm moment. And you know, we're gonna come into tabletop and we wanna do our cat-cow with our eyes closed. So palms under the shoulders. Notice the texture of the mat under your palms, just like we did under our soles of our feet earlier. Just start to notice, maybe start to make circles with the bum, so almost like we have a hula hoop. First I'm going to do 5 rounds clockwise. Trying to loosen the pelvis. 2 more. This is good for Fern and Cheryl and all my desk friends, Franca, and then Leslie, counterclockwise. Maybe Anna's working on her schoolwork. 5 rounds counterclockwise. And then back to neutral. So eyes are closed, extreme cow. Engage the core, slowly moving through cat. That's 1 round. We're gonna do 5 in total. Inhale cow, that's 2. Exhale 2. Inhale 3. Exhale 3. Inhale 4. Exhale 4. Inhale 5. Exhale 5. And neutral. And now we're ready to do our planks. We're going to step back, high plank, making sure the weight is equally distributed in your hands, which are stacked under the wrists, elbows, and shoulders. Keep that slow, even inhale, exhale that we did earlier in our practice. Equal pressure on the finger pads, so keeping the weight off of the just wrists. Feel all the muscles in your arms holding your beautiful body up. I can feel my belly wanting to sag, so I want to consciously engage it without spiking my bum up. We're almost at a minute. Okay, that was a minute. I'm going to spike into a dog, staying on my tiptoes, and come back into my plank for the other minute. Look at how powerful and beautiful all these muscles and bones stack together. Think of Stonehenge or Lego. Fifteen more seconds, we can do it. Oh yeah, knees down, extended child's pose, chest towards your thighs, forehead to the earth, keep the elbows elevated, or arms behind you, the back of your hands to the floor. Palms turned up and let the shoulders dangle. And then I'm going to come up seated. So I was thinking that we'll do a couple side body stretches, but I wanted to open the animal cards and let's see which animal we should do today. Let's see. And that will be our pinnacle pose. I'm trying to look without looking. Wolf. Oh. I don't know any wolf poses, but we do have all the variations of dog. Let's see what the wolf says. You are safe and protected at all times. Let's see what this card says. It's gonna be the very last one, isn't it? Trust that you are protected at all times. The physical, emotional, and psychic barriers you erected to protect yourself from the past hurts and wounds are simply no longer needed. You've moved beyond your need for the illusion of safety and those habitual defenses have provided. It's time to trust that you're always available to ask for help, whether it's God or the universe, and your protection's already there when you need it. Relaxing with these barriers and knowing you're accessible if you really need them leaves you open to love, giving, and receiving, especially in the ones that you're closest to. Don't hold back, clutching to some obscure fears that others won't love you back. Be courageous in expressing your affection for those you love, and know that your family ultimately extends beyond any lines drawn, love this, by hereditary, race, or species. Heredity or species. All of us beings on this planet are family, whether human, animal, or plant, and the more you love, the more love finds you. Wow, that whole interconnected message that we're always talking about. And what I love about that one today is that it started in a discussion about protected, and you're protected and feel safe, and it actually morphed into this whole thing about love and inclusivity, and that love has nothing to do with who I'm genetically tied to. So I love that. It's who are my friends, the family that I've formed through relationships. Maybe it's your community, maybe it's your pets. Okay, let's do, it's the dog. So we're gonna start with our first dog that we always come to, Playful Puppy. So I like to start in tabletop, come back down to my elbows, and slide my arms forward, chest to the earth. Oh. And each time I breathe out, I'm trying to press my chest further to the earth, stretching the place behind my heart. And then I might come back to my Sphinx arms to do Playful Puppy. Sometimes we'll wag the tail. It all depends on how your back's feeling. I'm gonna come one more time into Playful Puppy, which is slightly different than Extended Child's Pose. In Playful Puppy, I'm trying really hard to get my forearms to the mat, palms spread, chest or heart towards the earth. Toes tucked or not, and then come back to tabletop. Okay, so you know where this is going. The cards have told me I need to do wolf or dog. So we talked about dog last week. The fact that some people prefer heels down and some prefer tiptoes. Two schools of thought. Some people think of dog as very dynamic, and others think of it as a resting pose. So let's come onto come into tabletop, press into downward dog. I'm automatically on my heels. And I'm gonna pedal. So let's try to draw left heel to the floor and right knee super bent. And then switch. Right foot to the floor, left knee super bent. And I'm noticing my non-dominant calf is much tighter. Left foot to the floor, right knee super bent. So this is an extreme pedal, a little more extreme than we normally do. Right heel down, left knee super bent. Alternate. And you can keep doing this, or some of you like this variation. Walk in and drop both heels, press the earth away. Super dynamic. I can feel it immediately on my hamstrings, back of my thighs, into my sits bones, lower back tailbone. All that tugging that occurs if we're sitting for long periods of time. Okay, and then pedal on our tiptoes once more. For those of you who are uncomfortable with your toes, I tend to use the ball of my foot with my toes lifted instead. Another variation. Let's drop left foot down, right heel light. Both legs are straight. Right heel down, left heel light. Finally, feeling it all the way up into my leg and my hip. Left heel down, right heel light. Legs are straight, the knees are not bent. And we'll do this a couple times. Back and forth, not bending the knees. So I think of a cat needing a blanket. And then back. Let's come into Extended Child's Pose, give you a little break. Because in the longer dogs, the wrist can sometimes feel the brunt of it. Okay, one more time. Toes tucked, coming into downward dog. Now we're in the tippy toe downward dog, where I feel like we're wearing our high heels. There's a theory that if I'm really high on my tippy toes, and if this is not available to you, do whatever variation works for you. My feet are 1.5 fist width apart. I'm gonna press the floor away, chest towards my thighs. My ears are between my biceps. I don't wanna let your head really move out of that alignment between the arms.
And the theory is I'm bringing my heart towards my thighs. Even though it's nowhere near my thighs, it's a cue. Deep, long stretch of the back of the legs. This is almost like the stretch you get from a forward fold, but I'm not hurting my back. And then I'm going to come back up to plank. Oh, you could come in and out. So I could come forward, high plank, press back that extreme high heel dog. Forward, high plank, extreme high heel dog. One more time. Forward plank, extreme high heel dog, knees down, extended child's pose. And I know if I'm in a class that's very much focused on staying on those tiptoes, my feet feel it the next day. Especially as we age, the collagen's going to start giving away and losing its elasticity in that connective tissue between the bones of our feet. So it's not your imagination when you feel discomfort from walking all day in shoes that require you to not be in a normal barefoot position. Cheryl was doing her Marie Kondo yesterday, and she got rid of a lot of her shoes, which would be from back in the day when we used to obviously go out more. We cared more about vanity than what we feel like. Okay, let's come back again. Tuck your toes, press into downward dog. I'm going to take right foot in the air, three-legged dog. Toes point down. Now I can feel my right hip immediately go up, so I'm going to try to square that hip off and press my chest towards my thighs. Come forward, high plank, keep that leg up, press back, three-legged dog. Forward, back. That's one variation. Drop the right foot and pedal. And now we're going to do the other side. High heel, tippy toe dog, left foot in the air, three-legged dog. Press your chest towards your thigh and come back. Oh, this stupid shirt keeps falling down. Wrong shirt for today's class. Once more. Left foot in the air, three-legged dog, come forward, high plank. Three-legged dog, chest towards your thigh, leg in the air without winging that hip up, toes point down, three-legged plank. Back and forth if this feels good. Knees down, extended child's pose. Let's explore another dog. Maybe I won't do up dog because most of you don't like this in your back, so we'll just explore regular dogs. Tuck your toes, press into dog. Let me just fix the shirt again. Tuck your toes, press into dog. Right leg in the air, three-legged dog. Bend your knee. Foot is flexed. It's a nice stretch at the front of the quad. Open and stack your hips and look up at the ceiling under your right bicep. But I'm still pushing the floor away. Deep, long stretch of that left hamstring. And then step back down. Pedal. One more. Up high on your tiptoes. Left foot in the air, three-legged dog. Bend your knee. Stretch the left quad as if you're kicking yourself in the bum. Open and stack the hip. Look at the ceiling. And then come back. Knees down. Extended child's pose or playful puppy. And then our last fun dog theme pose, or wolf, whatever we're calling it, two-legged dog. I remember the first time I did this pose, the teacher took like 2 hours it seemed to set it up. I'm giving you the Reader's Digest. So tabletop, tuck your toes, press back dog. Instead of being high on my tippy toes for this one, to make it more manageable, I'm going to walk my feet in. Feet are 1 or 2 fists width apart. My knees are slightly bent so that I can get those heels down. Some of us may stay here. The other variation is, let's keep our left hand down and our right foot down, left leg in the air. That might be enough. If I want to go further, I'm going to come up on my right finger pads. So now the effort is definitely in my left hand, right foot. If I want to go further, right hand releases to the side. If I want to go further, I might try to grab my left foot and pull that right shoulder back. So I've sped the whole process up. Knees down, child's pose. Please contact me if you have not ever done that pose with me before and it seemed impossible. It's elating once you do it once. Now we're going to do the other side. Tabletop, tuck, press back into downward dog. Walk it in, short downward dog. Now I'm going to keep, let's take right foot in the air, three-legged dog. Toes point down, so I might stay here. I might come up with my left finger pads. I like to walk them to the outside of the mat. Bend that right knee. I might stay here. I might come to a T, or I might try to find that right toe. This is proprioception. How well do I know my body without looking? And then undo child's pose. You may need somebody in your family to help you find your hand in that pose. And then you know what? We have time. Let's do our downward dog into up dog. So down dog, up dog, down dog, up dog. I love coming into this up dog pose from movement. It's a lot easier on your body. So tabletop, tuck your feet, tuck your toes, downward dog. Come forward, high plank. That feels good. I'm gonna go back and forth a few times. Dog, plank. When I'm ready to come to my up dog, I can either flip left then right. Slowly lower, heart moves forward, bum is engaged, and then roll over my toes back into dog. Some of you are gonna flip, roll, look up, roll, or flip, flip. I know some of you, this is impossible because of your feet challenges, that's fine. You can just do a cobra. Oh, once you have the hang of this, I feel like I can hang here forever. Roll, roll, and then eventually come down, extended child's pose. And back to seated. Okay, let's do 5 more breaths just seated, or your choice is lying down in Shavasana. Palms on your knees. Sitting up nice and straight in Sukhasana or Sweet Seat. Inhale 1, hold it. Exhale 1. Inhale 2, hold it. Exhale. Inhale 3 to capacity. Pause. Exhale. Inhale 4 to capacity. Pause. Exhale. Inhale 5 to capacity. Pause, exhale. You're gonna sit here for 2 little breaths without me talking. And today's upbeat, crazy, sexy love note is, celebrate what you love. Let's see. There's a picture of people dancing in a party. It's gonna be a long time before we have those kind of celebrations. When we cherish our beloved, our bond grows stronger. I don't know if this means your partner or if it could be your friend. We create deeper levels of trust, intimacy, and friendship. It's all too easy to get comfortable and put your relationship on cruise control, especially if you've been around for a long time. So spice it up. Instead, do something special and spontaneous, and if you're currently looking for a soulmate, take yourself out for a fun date. The happier, more connected you are to yourself, the more attractive you are to others. I like that. And I learned the hard way that no one really wants to be with someone who's emotionally needy. You have to be confident in loving yourself and be happy with your life before you can start asking somebody to join along on that. Thank you so much for your effort. The good in me sees the good in you, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste.